Listen, I got some serious breaking news involving Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and the whole Cormani Mcclain saga. We all know Cormani. He elected to go into the transfer portal. I think that the writing was on the wall all along. I think if you've been living under a rock, I think everybody foreseen this coming to this conclusion. Whenever you got Coach Prime going on the record on you, I'm pretty sure with today's athletes, it's not going to go over so smoothly. And Cormani Mcclain rips Deion Sanders and Colorado. He says that he does not want to play for clicks. We're going to break it all down, man. Make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. Listen, the Colorado Buffaloes, they're about to embark on an epic journey. Like Coach Prime said, you want to get in the transfer jump. He basically taunting you. Do what you got to do. Because they're gonna do what they got to do. We all know 5-star recruit. Last year, like I said, it was fireworks when he signed. Mcclain, he's a top-ranked cornerback. He's a problem. He says, I want to get some quotes from what he said. He posted a video to YouTube. He says that I feel like I just don't want to play for clicks. I actually want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop players. Woo! Mcclain said in the video, which was titled Next Step. Mcclain, he added that he wants to change the narrative surrounding his name and be a part of a real and great program that's going to impact me to be the best at my ability. So clearly, you've heard Coach Prime. He threw in the towel. He let it be known. He just wasn't. He couldn't do that for him. But like I said, I think that when he says changing the narrative, that goes back to what I said. What's the narrative around Mcclain? He ain't in the film room. He's not studying. These are all the things. I mean, you got Deion telling you this. Deion went all over the national airways and spewed this. It's gonna be hard to just bounce back from something like this. I just gotta acknowledge it to you, man. It's not going to be easy. And like I said, Cormani Mcclain, he's got to get himself together. He's got to do some soul searching here and try to do that. Now we don't know yet the program, but all we know is that what he has in mind and what he's trying to do, and it's going to require some winning and being able to be on the field. And if he goes to another program and we having the same question marks, the same stuff, I mean, now that's an indictment on Cormani Mcclain, and it validates Coach Prime. But I think he's going to be highly motivated to prove Deion Sanders wrong. Because like I said, when he's talked about developing players, see, that goes back to what a lot of critics feel in the first place, that Deion is just there for his children, for Shiloh, for obviously Travis as well. People feel like critics feel that he's not out for the betterment of everyone. But at the end of the day, man, Cormani, it was tough. It seemed like it was an isolated incident, with Cormani. I want to say, because that was wild. It was like he went in the doghouse quick, fast. It didn't take long for Cormani Mcclain to end up in the doghouse. It was like that. What happened to him? We was wondering, what happened to Cormani Mcclain? He was supposed to be that guy, and it just didn't happen for him. But I love how these athletes are using their platforms to speak out. Coach Prime recently commented, and we put something out on that as well, where basically he says that I'm always in prayer of our young men, and I want to be the best for them. He said, I pray to God that he goes to a program that challenges him as well as holds him accountable and develop him as a young man. Unfortunately, we weren't the program that could accomplish that. So basically, he has to do what he has to do, man. So it's going to be interesting to see what Mcclain does now that he's not with the Buffaloes. And like I said, Deion Sanders, he's like a click machine, So for Cormani to come out and say that, like I said, Deion Sanders, I mean, he just breed stuff like that, But at the end of the day, he knew what he was signing up for when he went with Coach Prime Deion Sanders the first go around. He knew what was in store. The star power, and at the end of the day, it worked. It worked. See, the thing with these guys, they want to turn on and off the star power of Deion Sanders. The star power wasn't bad when you had Gilly and Wallow with you. When you had to say what you had to say. The star power wasn't that bad then. But it seems like now. Let's see if you can get Gilly and Wallow to talk to you now. So at the end of the day, the star power wasn't bad. Now is the clicks and this and that, but I think he's got to come to a conclusion. Was he really in the film room? Was there any validity to what Coach Brown was saying? And I think that's going to be key here. And come out, like I said, let me know in the comment section. Let's politic this. And will this come back to haunt Deion Sanders? Letting Cormani go. Because what if this guy turns into the guy that Deion Sanders thought when he got down with him in the first place? See, now you can have a problem. You have a serious issue when you let on. What if he goes to a rival? These are all question marks, at the end of the day. And it just didn't work out. But it's unfortunate that it looked like it's going to end pretty messy, where these guys have a war of words, and, it is what it is. We haven't heard Shador or anybody comment on it. But football is a large roster. Everybody's not going to be happy, and last year they lost, they were losing. That's another thing I think people need to point out. It just wasn't a good season, and we have to, everybody come to a conclusion. So everybody wasn't going to be happy. Everybody wasn't going to get theirs, when you having a season the way that they had. I just want to acknowledge that, for 1 second. But nonetheless, man, there's a lot of things happening. Deion Sanders, his name is always going to end up in whatever, a lot of, like I said, but it is what it is. You got to take it point blank. All these guys come to Colorado. They had no bid. They weren't going to Colorado before, so Deion Sanders, they are well aware of his star power and this whole clicks thing, and Deion, he has to fight against this narrative as well, unfortunately, and I'm just saying they was gonna win this year. They had a lot of games that they said they beat TCU. It couldn't have started off any better. Injuries came into play. They faced some fierce competition, and before you know it, we was having a different conversation, and it seemed like they could never get the wheels back on the track. But I'm gonna leave it at that. It's Flight Sports TV. Peace and love.